Dear colleagues, I am addressing all of you while the world is in the grip of a pandemic caused by the coronavirus. We have all heard the old saying, prevention is better than cure. So over the next few minutes, I would like to share a few tips and dispel a few myths that could help reduce the chances of infection and make all the difference to your health, that of your colleagues and of family and anyone you may come in contact while the virus runs its course. The first thing to remember is that most pandemics are for a short duration during which they cause the maximum havoc. The recently discovered novel coronavirus is not a very lethal virus and 98% of the infected people recover from the infection. Secondly, the virus spreads only from person to person and not through animals or any kind of food as long as it is well cooked. When an infected person sneezes, small droplets land on any given surface and the virus can stay alive for up to 12 hours on most of the surfaces, especially hard plastics and metal surfaces which make up so much of our day-to-day environment. If an infected person sneezes close to you, there is a possibility of contacting the disease by breathing in the droplets directly and thus the chain continues. The common symptom of a novel coronavirus are fever, cough, running nose and body ache. So it does not mean that anyone with a cold is automatically a suspect, but taking extra precaution never harmed anyone. How do we protect ourselves from the virus? First, try and minimize your contact with other people over the next few weeks. If you are at work with friends or family, try and keep a distance of 3 to 6 feet between individuals just to play extra safe. Avoid crowds and crowded spaces as far as possible. In a crowd, there can be an infected person who infects the person next to him or her unknowingly because of the sheer proximity of people. So if you can avoid crowded buses and trains and carpool or take alternate modes of transport, please do so. We often hear the saying, cleanliness is next to godliness. My advice to you is, if you touch it, clean it. Whatever surfaces you touch and use regularly, whether it's at home or in office, tables, doorknobs, light switches, countertops, handles, desks, phones, keyboards, taps, sinks and even your car steering wheel, clean them regularly with a cloth and mild disinfectant, as you don't know who has touched it earlier. Wash your hands regularly, as many times a day as you feel like. Just regular soap and water is fine as long as you wash for at least 20 seconds each time and scrub well. You can also use an alcohol based hand rub or sanitizer with minimum 60% alcohol content. The coronavirus spreads when you touch an infected object and then touch your face or nose. Now I know that most of us tend to touch our face or adjust our spectacles unconsciously several times in the day. If you manage to minimize this action and keep your hands clean at all times, you should be fairly safe. The coronavirus has also created a new style of sneezing that I would like to call the armband sneeze. If you feel a sneeze coming on and don't have a tissue handy, just sneeze into an imaginary armband on your upper arm. This prevents you from spraying people around you or getting germs onto your hand and then touching other objects. Even if you do get a few germs on your clothes, it's unlikely, not to mention quite difficult, to touch your face with your forearm. So you protect yourself and everyone around you. If you do have a tissue on you, please use it and dispose of it responsibly in a closed dustbin. There seems to be a new fashion accessory going around thanks to the coronavirus, the face mask. A face mask does not prevent you from getting the coronavirus because of the nature in which it spreads but it does help restrict the spread. If you are infected, so please only wear a mask if you are unwell or infected by the virus. The utility of most masks are only for 8 hours, including the so-called non-disposable type. Masks have to be disposed or washed after every 8 hours. So if you want to make it a fashion statement, by all means go ahead, but don't do it on account of the coronavirus. Travel broadens the mind, but in this case it also broadens your chances of getting infected. There are literally thousands of touch points, from an escalator handrail to an airline seat cushion, that could have a few spores of the virus lurking. So please replace unnecessary travel by virtual meetings, Skype calls, video conferences, whatever works to ensure that the virus does not spread accidentally. This also helps reduce the travel expenses, fuel consumption and pollution across the globe. Last but not least, if you do contract the coronavirus, please isolate yourself immediately either at home or at any medical facility of your choice and get medical advice. You have a responsibility not only to yourself but also to the society at large. The virus stays in the system for only 14 days and isolation for that period is a small price to pay to prevent spread of the disease. Think of it as an enforced holiday where you can read your favorite books, eat what you like, rest as much as you like and help curtail the spread of the infection in your own way. The Ministry of Health and Welfare sums it up beautifully with the line, "Corona se mat darna." On our part, we are doing whatever we can to contain the spread of the virus. Our on-campus medical facilities are open to all employees and their families. You will also keep receiving updates based on the situation, which will enable all of us to combat the virus more effectively. I do hope that I have been able to clarify any doubts that you may have regarding the coronavirus infection. Here is wishing you and your family all the very best of health and freedom from the coronavirus. Thank you.